Hello, I'd like to talk to you about Earth Water's Excalibur water treatment systems. We often refer to it as a whole house reverse osmosis system. These systems are designed and custom designed for the water supply going into a home, be it a well or a municipal water supply. In fact, we offer it in 3 distinctly different versions. Although they'll look the same, we can treat seawater, we can treat the regular tap water or brackish well water using the reverse osmosis process, and we also offer this as a nano unit where a substantial percentage of the dissolved solids are removed, but not all of them. The benefit of having a system like this in the home is multiple. First of all, regardless of what process we use, seawater, reverse osmosis, or nano, we're going to take the hardness out of the water. But then along with that, we will render the water to a purity level that will meet or exceed anything that you can get in a bottled water. And the importance of that, of course, is if you have a concern about there being any bacteria or any viruses, any cysts in your water, if you have a concern of any organics in your water, pesticides, insecticides, things that can get in at the source of the water or can get in through the distribution system, or if you're on a well, it can just get in from agricultural runoff of some sort. Or if you're in an area where there's oil wells, it's not unusual to have trace oil in the water. We can also take that out. The processes that we use will also do a good job on any pharmaceuticals that would be in the water, and it will also work on radionuclei. So if you have some exposure to radioactive material, that will also come out. So I'm not trying to say that you have to sit in a bunker and huddle together and be concerned about all these things, but anything can be a possibility. And we've addressed it. We've sold, I would guess at this point in time, 100 or 200 of them to homes around the United States, actually around the world. It's been very popular. Let me just briefly go through the processes here, not to bore you with the details, but the first thing that the unit sees is a tank that will either have a backwash valve on, as this one does, or it will have the earth water aqueous unit on, where there is no backwash taking place. This particular unit then will take care of the hardness and also take care of the chlorine that may be in the water to protect the elements. And it does it without the use of any chemicals. So you're never going to be dumping any chemicals like salt or potassium permanganate or anything like that to drain. Then the water goes through a cartridge filter that is designed to take the clarity down to 5 micron. Then it goes through yet another section of carbon, a carbon block, to make sure we've taken all of the organics out of the water. Then typically we put an ultraviolet unit on the system. It'll either be before or after. I've just put an extra one on here for demonstration purposes. The water, if the water is particularly buggy, we want to get it out before it goes into the reverse osmosis elements, so we put the ultraviolet light here. If it's post-treatment ultraviolet, as I've shown over here, that we use as the water comes out of your storage tank to make sure you haven't picked up anything during storage. The water then leaves and goes through a high pressure pump where we elevate the water to the pressure necessary to treat your water. We don't arbitrarily have a real high pressure. Again, it's tailored to your water supply. The water coming out of the high pressure pump then goes through element or elements. This unit is designed to produce about 3,000 gallons of water a day. It's a big one. Often it's done with one element where we're producing 1,500 gallons of water a day, or even one smaller element where we're producing like 500 gallons a day. The water then goes to your storage tank, and typically we recommend a storage tank that has a capacity of about 300 gallons. Reason for that is that particular tank is 35 inches in diameter and can slide through just about any door. The water then is taken from the tank by this pump, which is called a repressurization pump, and then it goes out to your home. You just tie it right back into your water line where you've interrupted. The system that you see here is very typical in that we make the frame entirely out of welded aluminum, and we do that so that 5 years from now the unit is still going to look good. It's going to look presentable. It's not going to get all nicked up and rusty as so many people build their equipment with steel frames and then try to powder coat it or paint it, and it just doesn't work. The unit is built on wheels so that after it's delivered, it can slide right into the area where you want it, in a garage, in a utility building built outside. With a little imagination, you could actually install the unit outside, put a little cover over it. Most of the items here are not going to be affected. It is about 25 inches in width, so it too will slide through a regular sized door. We've actually had people in the Midwest and the East where they have basements, partially disassemble it, take it down the basement steps and put it together. But as shipped, it's fully tested. You get a report on the water, what to expect as the results in your water. There's always a comment, or often a comment, about what about the corrosivity of the water in the home, or my pipes, as you would say. We can take care of that. Again, we start with your water. We can tailor the process to produce a non-corrosive water, or we can add a small little filter or a pump, and we can put in a chemical, something like potassium carbonate, to bring the pH up to the point where you're not going to have corrosion. So you're in total control of what's going to be in your water. The control system, the unit is simply and fully automatic once it's started up. And incidentally, most people find from the time of delivery to the time that they're producing water, there's about 8 man-hours of work to put the unit in. So it's a very, very simple device, again, because it's all assembled and tested before it goes out the door. There are lights to tell you the situation of low pressure, high pressure, power on, tank full, even a light to tell you when to change these filters. And we have a constant display of what the water quality is going into your tank. So there's no mystery to it. You know exactly what's going on. We've been doing it now probably 6-7 years in this particular format, maybe even a little longer than that. We enjoy a good reputation. The service aspect of it is practically nothing. Full instructions are sent with it. If a few years down the pike, if you need some service, keep your manual, and most reasonably good tradesmen can diagnose and work on it, because full set of gauges to tell you all the pressures, full flow meters. It's a real first-class and complete piece of equipment for your use. So if you have any interest, what we need is a water sample, and we'll take it from there and provide you with a great quote. Thank you.